Good afternoon, everyone. I have something to say. I believe it needs to be said because there's too much silence. Silence is not always golden. Sometimes it's just yellow. And what I'm commenting on is the recent police televised murder of Tyre Nichols down in Memphis, Tennessee. The 5 policemen who brutally murdered and beat that man to death were all black people or black police officers. One thing should be clear by now. Those men were not there to protect and serve black people. They were there to oppress and murder black people, and that's what they did. Memphis has a history of racism. It is the place that Dr. King was murdered with the assistance of black CIA agents and FBI agents by the name of Ernest Withers and Morrell McCullough. You can Google those names and look that up. There are always Judases in our way. If you saw the movie Django, that should tell you that there are black people who hate black people just as much or more than the most racist of white people. One problem I have is that there's so much silence from black elected officials, the Congressional Black Caucus, the NAACP, Urban League, and other Negro organizations supposedly representing us. One thing for sure, these men should not be out on bail. Their bail should be revoked and they should be sent to prison and they should spend the rest of their lives in prison. Or actually, I think they are worthy of the death penalty for what they did, which is legal in Tennessee. As of now, we have a form of music out that encourages black people to kill each other and be violent and shoot each other. Some people call it gangster rap, but I call it murder rap. I think it's time for us to put our hands back on the plow of struggle and realize that we are not free in America. All of you black millionaires and billionaires like Michael Jordan, Jay-Z, and near billionaires or multi-billionaires like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and others need to speak out against this. We need to speak out against black people murdering each other in astronomical rates throughout America, as well as black and white policemen who are murdering us. This is unacceptable. The time to stop this is now. The federal government needs to have closer regulation over police departments to prevent this. I am 67 years old, and I have seen 67 years of murders of black people by racists and other black people who are racist, and some don't even think they are, but they continue to speak murder and hatred and self-hatred. Obviously, these 5 police officers had a tremendous hate for black people. Who can deny that after seeing the film? As I said before, this was worse than the Rodney King beating. Rodney King did survive for years after this beating, but this man was murdered and did not survive. And it's all too common. During Democrats' administration of Obama and Biden, again in the Trump-Pence administration, and now again in the Biden Harris administration. We cannot tolerate this. This must be prevented by the means that we have that are necessary to prevent this. We cannot stand and be silent while our children, like Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, and others, Atiana Jefferson, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, y'all know what I'm talking about. We cannot continue to allow this to happen. We got to be ready and get ready and stop speaking words of hatred towards black people for money. We all need money, but there are some things we ought not do for money. Stay woke. Get involved. And the church needs to stop being silent. They need to nationally stand up and protest, organize press conferences to speak out against this murder. I'm so done with this here. Young folks, this is the world that we came up in. Now it's the world that you're living in. Don't allow it to continue. Please. Get up. Stand up for your rights. Don't give up the fight.